Hello. A student has asked me a question about the citations I'm requiring in this module, so I figured I'd use this announcement to give the whole class an answer. It seems only fair. There are basically two kinds of citations. You can cite a source in text, which means that you give your reader a brief description of the source of the quotation you're using in the very sentence you're quoting in, and also you can cite using a works cited page, in which you give your reader a longer and more detailed description of the works that you quoted from in your essay. Let's take a look at some examples of these two kinds of citations. Here is an example of an in-text citation. Notice that it looks like a sentence from an essay. I start by giving the source of the quotation, in this case the Funk and Wagnall's New World Encyclopedia. If I were quoting from a book on paper or from a magazine, I would use a slightly different in-text citation. Because I'm quoting from an electronic encyclopedia, the kind of encyclopedia that you can in fact find in the Coastline Library, I really only have to cite the name of the article in the encyclopedia. In this case, Carter, Jimmy. I'm still writing my imaginary essay about Jimmy Carter. This will be sufficient for an in-text quotation in the essay that you're working on right now. Next, let's take a look at a works cited page. This is a works cited page as it would appear in my imaginary essay about Jimmy Carter. Notice the elements of a works cited page. It starts with, in this case, the name of the article in the encyclopedia. If I were quoting from a book or a magazine, I would start with the name of the author of the book or the article. Because this is an encyclopedia, I then go on to cite the name of the encyclopedia. And because I accessed the encyclopedia online, the MLA format tells me that I then give the URL or address of the website that I accessed to find this information, and the date I accessed that information on. You can get more information about how to do these kinds of citations by going to, as you probably have already, the OWL at Purdue, which is a very useful website listing all the formats and the elements of those formats. I strongly suggest that you do that anytime you want to cite a source. It is in fact what I did to prepare myself for this announcement. So I hope this will help you as you continue working on your citations. I'd like to thank the student who emailed me for asking me for this clarification. I hope, again, that it's helped you. And as always, thank you for your time and attention.